Welcome back to Tot Family's Kitchen, a place where you can get cooking inspirations with easy-to-make recipes. Simply follow the step-by-step videos to achieve a great cooking experience and a guaranteed amazing taste. Today, you'll be watching a video on how to make the ice cube cake. This recipe consists of quite a few different parts, but if you do follow the video, it should be quite easy. You will need the following ingredients to make it: 5 eggs, 21 tablespoons of sugar, which is separated into 16 tablespoons and 5 tablespoons, and also you'll need 250 grams of sugar for the golden syrup, 13 tablespoons of flour, which is separated into 8 tablespoons and 5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and these tablespoons are quite filled up, 300 milliliters of water, 1 lemon, 1 liter of milk plus a few extra drops, 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 6 tablespoons of cornstarch flour, a whole block of margarine, which is unsalted and has to be at room temperature, 200 grams of chocolate, and a few drops of oil. Before we begin the process, you want to preheat the oven to 160 degrees Celsius. So, first we're going to be making the biscuit base, which is the very bottom layer of the ice cube cake. To do this, you'll be needing 5 eggs, 5 tablespoons of sugar, 5 tablespoons of flour, and a small amount of butter or margarine. So, you want to start by separating the egg yolks and the egg whites of all 5 eggs and placing the egg whites into a larger mixing bowl and the egg yolks into a smaller mixing bowl. Here, we're simply adding half of the 5 tablespoons of sugar into the egg yolks. You don't need to be precise because these two mixtures will be mixed together later on in the process. Now you want to turn to the egg whites. Using a mixer, mix the egg whites until it does not fall out of the bowl when you turn it. Now you need to mix the egg yolks mixture until it is all nicely mixed. You need to add the other half of the 5 tablespoons of sugar into the egg whites mixture. Then you need to add the egg yolk mixture into the egg whites and continue mixing. Slowly add the 5 tablespoons of flour into it, and you need to continue mixing at a lower speed, or you can use a hand whisker and use gentle movements. Add 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder to the bowl and continue mixing. Take a small piece of butter and spread it on the tray so that the ice cube biscuit base doesn't stick to the baking tray. Gently transfer the mixture into the tray. Then, you need to spread the batter evenly and you can hit it on the surface so that all air bubbles are burst. Put it in the oven, which was preheated to 160 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. To check if it's done, use a barbecue stick and poke it into the middle of the biscuit layer. If it comes out with wet batter, it needs to go back in the oven. Now, for part 2, you're going to be making the golden syrup. To do this, you need 300 milliliters of water, 250 grams of sugar, and a squeeze of lemon. So, you have to put 300 milliliters of water and all the other ingredients into a pot, and you have to wait for it to boil. Once it does, you have to wait another 5 minutes and then let it cool. You need to take your cooled down biscuit base, which should be done already, and then place the golden syrup on top. You want to use a barbecue stick to make some holes in the biscuit base so that it can soak up all the golden syrup. In this part, we're going to be making the cream layer. So to do this, you'll need 1 litre of milk, 16 tablespoons of sugar, 8 tablespoons of flour, 6 tablespoons of cornstarch flour, 1 lemon, and 1 unsalted margarine block. So to start off, you'll need to put 500 milliliters of the milk and 16 tablespoons of sugar into the pan and boil it at a low heat. Then in a separate bowl, you want to add 500 milliliters of milk, 8 tablespoons of flour, and 6 tablespoons of starch, and mix all of this together. Now, you need to transfer the flour mixture you were just mixing into the pan very slowly. Then, you need to mix it until it has cooked. You will know when it has cooked if the consistency is that of a pudding or custard. When it has reached that consistency, you need to let it cool down. Now we're going to make the addition for the cream. You need to squeeze 1 whole lemon without any seeds into a bowl. Then you want to put the room temperature margarine into the mixing bowl and then continue mixing. This is bound to get messy, so be careful. If needed, heat it up in the microwave and then continue mixing further. The next part is to mix the lemon and margarine mixture with the mixture in the pan. So you want to just transfer it into the pan and then use a mixer to mix it all together. We're nearing to the end, so what you need to do now is lay down the cream layer onto the biscuit base, and then we'll come to the last part. For part 4, we're going to be making the chocolate cover. So what you'll need is 200 grams of chocolate, a few drops of oil and milk. So you want to cut the chocolate into small pieces. This chocolate can be milk or dark chocolate. Add some oil and milk and then put it into the microwave and make sure to mix. Once this is done and it's all melted, you want to spread it gently on top of the ice cube cake and it should be done. All the parts are done now, and all you want to do is let it cool, and then it should be ready to serve.